Okay, you can start.
So, there are five parameters which are needed for MOSFET. These parameters are the physical parameters and the electrical parameters that are needed for by which we can know the properties of the MOSFET. So, first parameter is gain. So, what is this gain? So, you can see screen this gain. So, you have seen that ID equation here. You can see this ID equation here. This is ID saturation equation. So, this Kn by 2, what is it? If you recall the ID saturation equation, that was mu n Cox W by L by 2. So that mu n Cox W by L is the Kn. As you can see here, this Kn is mu n Cox W by L. So that term we are saying as Kn. So that parameter is actually the transconductance parameter. And another important parameter is the length modulation coefficient lambda, as we have studied for the channel modulation effect. And that modulation effect is lambda, which we need to know. And some test circuit set for these parameters to get. VT0 is a threshold voltage without the body effect, and VT is a threshold voltage with body effect. As sir said about VT0, when there is no body effect in Kang, actually it is represented as VT0 when there is no body effect, and VT when there is body effect. And the substrate bias effect, which is the coefficient which we got in the equation during the body effect. So there are some set of final parameters. So what we will do now is, this equation you can see ID saturation equation, just do the root over. So what will be the equation? ID root over equals to Kn by 2 over VGS minus VT0. So we have to find out Kn. So now we will plot the ID versus VGS graph, and the slope which we will be getting, that is Kn by 2 root over. So when there is no body effect, that means VP equals to 0. Then we will be getting this, the graph when we will be starting, this part is D0. That means without defect, this is the threshold voltage. But as we have learned, during the body effect, the threshold voltage increases because of VSB voltage. So
Yes.
when VSB is greater than 0, then we will be getting a threshold voltage which is VT1. This is the threshold voltage which is greater than the threshold voltage when there was no body effect. And the slope of this graph is Kn by 2 root over. So from this value, we will be getting the Kn value parameter. And this is the circuit setup which we will be using for this plot. This is you can see this gate terminal is also connected this VGS voltage, which is VGS, and drain terminal is also connected VDS. So VDS will be equal to VGS. That means this will be in saturation. How we know that condition? That during saturation, VDS greater than VGS minus VT. So when we will be making VDS and VGS equal, so that will always be in saturation. So this circuit is actually in saturation. And this voltage, what you are seeing here, this is VSB, which is when we will be making it VSB equals to 0, there is no body effect. And when we will be making VSB greater than 0, maybe 1, 2, then there is body effect, and we will be observing what are the threshold voltage for that, and we will be getting the Kn by 2 root over, which is the slope of this plot. Then another term is from this, what parameters we got? We got VT0, we got Kn, And now we will be getting gamma. How we will be getting gamma? When we will be providing body effect, for example, VSB equals to 1 volts. Let it be. So gamma will be VT, as from the equation that threshold voltage equation, as you have seen during the body effect. So gamma will be VT, at VSB bracket means during the body effect what is the threshold voltage. So that is VT1. So VT1 minus VT0 divided by 2 plus VSB, as equation was previously, minus 5. 5 we will be taking the default 5 which will be given in the question, or from the library also we can get. Then by this by calculation of this part we will be getting gamma. So we got 3 parameters now, k, vt0 and gamma. For lambda we will be having a different test circuit setup or test circuit arrangement. So for this we will be plotting id versus vds graph. That was id versus vgs, now this id versus vds graph. So for this, the simple MOSFET, as previously in the previous lab class, how plotted the VDS, ID versus VDS voltage. Similarly, we will plot here, and how will be getting the lambda. So in this test circuit setup, we'll be considering the VS voltage to be a value which is VT0, means the threshold voltage without body effect plus 1. So that will be the value of VGS which we'll be considering in this test circuit setup, and we will be plotting ID versus VDS. So this will be the plot which we will be getting. As you can see here in this plot, there is slight increase after the saturation point. So that is due to the channel modulation effect, as we have, as sir have taught us.
Yes.
So this is yes sir.
You continue.
Yes.
Hmm.
This is ID versus VDS. So you can see during VDS1 means a voltage, for example, let we apply a voltage of 5 volts. So at VDS1 means 5 volts, we are getting current value of ID1, and at another VDS2 voltage, let it be, for example, suppose let it be 6 volts. So we are getting a different current value here. So after that, after getting this plot, what we are going to do is, we know this current equation, that means the saturation current equation with a channel length modulation effect, channel length modulation parameter, which is lambda. So we know VGS equals to V0 plus 1. So when we will be taking, so how we will find out lambda? We will be taking the ratio of ID2 divided by ID1, the ratio of two currents, and then what we will be getting, if we take the ratio of different current values, as you can see this equation, so the k and this factor will be cancelled. So what means this factor only remains 1 plus lambda VDS. So we get this equation. Then after that, solving the taking the values which got from the plot and solving this section, we will get the lambda. So this was a theoretical explanation of how we will find out the measurement of parameters. Now let's see how we will do it.
Satabdi, just wait. So everyone got the point what Satabdi explained.
Yes, sir.
Why you are doing that root over of that ID? Okay, that you will get a linear slope.
Yes.
Okay, so for that easily we can calculate that VT. Okay, and that lambda, how she explained. So you will calculate the lambda value. Okay, and body effect also. So everyone understood this thing, I think.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now she will implement this thing.
Is the screen visible? The
Yes,
Linux one?
yes, Satal.
Yes, sir. So we will just first will show you by creating a netlist, then we will see it through Su2 also. What the video link at Su2 which was sent in the group. First, let's create a file. Similarly, what we created last lab class, let's create that ID and VDS graph. Previous class I said you how to create a file using cat also. So just click this and click Ctrl+D, then it will be set ls. Then you can see here ID VDS file is created. So just vim ID VDS.sp. So just write the title for it, which is Spice Netlist ID versus VDS for parameter extraction. After writing the title, we just have to include the model file. We can just do .lib or we can do include. So just do .lib and just give the path as you previously what you did in the lab class, in the previous lab class. So it will be projects 2020.
Then EDA, EDA icon. EDA, then
Just
NGSPA.
let me check the path.
EDA, then here also.
Sir, I'm just checking the path.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, this path. Just copy it from the previous class and give it, just give the path here. We will be doing it in nominal process corner. So do it nominal. Then specify the temperature .temp 25. Then the gate voltage. Which is and the nodes where we will be the source nodes as there was in previous class what we did. So do that gate node, then the ground node, the positive node, the negative node, then DC equals to 5 volt and AC is 0 as well. Then the MOSFET name, MOSFET model specs. So just write M1, then the drain terminal as D, then gate terminal as G, then the source terminal, and that is 0, and then the bulk terminal is also 0. Then the W, that is 0.6U and L is 0.4. M is 1. This explanation was previously given in the previous lab test, so I don't think I need to explain again. So this is the short circuit voltage across the drain terminal. So that was VID. Drain 0. Drain. Then another terminal that was drain out terminal. Then the drain terminal, and the DC voltage was obviously 0 because it is short circuit voltage. Then the VDS voltage source, it will be connected to the out, then 0, and the DC voltage, which is 5 volts. A is 0. Then we will be doing the DC analysis for this. So DC analysis, DC VDS 0 from 0, that is it will be from 0 to 5, it will be swept, the value will be swept, and the step is 0.01. Then dot control, as you wish, you can write dot control, or you can do it manual in the ngSpice mode. Then plot, run, and then plot the value VID branch current versus the voltage VDS, and the control current command, then dot n. Save it by doing WQ and then ngSpice, name the file ID vds.sp. Okay, I have not specified the model name, that's why it is showing like that. So just we can do edit ID vds.sp. So you have to just write N because it is for NMOS. It is asking run circuits, just do a yes and plot the value. So we can also do print all to get all the values, how it is sweeping, how we are getting the values, at what value of VDS, what is the value of the current, or we can get those values also from 0 to 5. So by plotting, we plot. So we just need to source now the ID vds.p.
Click that.
So 1 minute, I got a
Yes,
problem.
yes.
That's why.
Okay, not a problem.
So now is the screen visible?
It's coming. Wait. Yes, it is visible.
But I just got a problem and the system got hanged. That's why. So let's go again. So we wrote the title, they specified the .lib from which we will be getting model informations. Then the temperature 25. Then the gate supply voltage, which is VGS, then gate terminal, then ground, and then DC and AC value. Then this is the previous field, actually. Then this is MOSFET, then drain terminal, gate terminal, source terminal, and then bulk terminal. And as we will be observing for MOS. So this is N. Then the sizes and M goes to 1. That is multiplier. That means only one NMOS. Then short circuit source, VID, out terminal. Then it is connected to the out. The positive side is connected to the out terminal. Negative side is connected to the drain terminal, as in the previous class. So it is a short circuit voltage. So DC equals to 0. Then VDS source, which is connected to the out terminal and to the ground. So it is the positive terminal of the VID source is connected actually to the positive terminal of VDS. Then VDS comes to the ground. Then the DC voltage, DC supply voltage is 5 volts, and then DC analysis we are going to do. Let's remove this. DC analysis we are going to do ID versus VDS. So dot DC VDS 0 to 5 it will be sweeping, and the step is 0.1. Dot control run, then plot ID versus VS. So the voltage across the drain terminal. Then dot NC and then dot N. So another thing which we need to know is the gate voltage, as I show you in the test setup. For getting the parameter lambda, what test circuit setup we were having, we will be giving different values of VDS, and we will be taking a VGS value which is actually VT0 plus 1. So near threshold voltage plus 1. So from the library we have seen previously this level 49 SCN4M library that the VT0 is actually around 0.49. So let's take it 0.49 means 0.49 plus 1. That means 1.49. Let's take it 1.5 volts. Then run it. So ngSpice. Source this file vds.sp. See, you can see the plot. This is plot. So you can see a slight increase here. After that, what we seen after the saturation or threshold pinch of point, you will be getting an increase here. You can see this increase is due to channel length modulation effect. So how we will get the lambda from this plot? So just take two different values VDS. So corresponding that different VDS values, we will be getting two different ID values. So just take those. So if I click here,
Satabdi,
and if I click here, yes sir.
just wait. Those who are doing simultaneously, are you getting this or not? Just go with Satabdi. Because you have too much time, you can do here also. Okay. Otherwise, if you have to see again the video, you'll start. So those who are ready with that laptop, so are you able to do simultaneously? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you should do it, Shatabdi, because so you will listen again. You have to. So, mm,
Yeah.
if you'll do here, if any problem will come, then directly we can solve. Otherwise, after that, if you'll do. Okay. So I'll suggest those who have ready with laptop, just do simultaneously.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that continue.
Yes, sir. So, as I said, taking different value of VDS, we will be getting the different values of ID. Just clicking here, we will be getting the values of ID in the Linux command window. You can see, just minimize it. You can see here are the values. X0, that means the x-axis is what? The x-axis is VDS. So VDS at VDS 1 volts, Y0, that means current is 7.125 to the power 10 to the power minus 5. As we have seen in the plot, it was in the range of microamperes. So it is around 0.7 microamperes. Then at x0 2.9, which is nearly 3. At that we got 7.95 e to the power minus 0.5. So now just see this equation. Are you able to see the screen and this this equation ID current equation?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So, so we are getting VDS2. VDS is a greater one, so VDS2 is nearly 2.9, and VDS1 is nearly it was 1. So ID2 we got 7 point something, and this week 7.25 to the power minus 5 something. So just put the values. Solving this equation, you can get the lambda value from this. This was for finding out the lambda. So as you can see here written, this is in fact equivalent calculating the slope of the drain versus drain voltage curve in the saturation region. Specifically, the slope is lambda kn2. That means it is saying that when we are getting the curve id versus Wid's curve, so the slope that is the voltage curve of the saturation region, what slope we will be getting, that slope is actually lambda n by 2. If before in the id versus vgs graph we found out parameter kn, then we can, by using that value kn, also we can find out the slope lambda kn by 2. So we can get the value because lambda kn by 2 will be the slope value, and if got the kn value before through the id versus vgs, which Pratha will be showing after this. So by that value, we can get the value of lambda by this way also. So this was for finding out the parameter lambda. Now, Prachita will show the parameters kn, vt0 and gamma, which will be getting by this test circuit setup. This one. Sir, I'm stopping the screen
Yes.
share now.
Yeah.
After she will be explaining, then we will show the CO2.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Uh, yeah. Rachita, you are saying something?
Yes, sir. Shall I share my screen?
Yes, 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 sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. Chicken biryani. Able to see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We have to calculate, Shatabdi has shown how we are calculating the ID versus VDS curve. So we also have to calculate the ID versus VGS curve, and we have to find out the parameters, that is VT0, VT of VSD, KP, that is a transconductance, and the body effect coefficient, gamma. So how we are finding out? We will find it out with the help of SU2. So let's start. Anyone has followed the video and is ready with the SU2 setup?
Yeah. Yes. Are you ready with that shoe too? Because already one video sir recorded and I have sent in the group. So have you gone through that video and uh, able to set up that shoe too?
No, sir.
Then why? Are you facing any problem or you have not tried?
I couldn't get it. Like, I wouldn't follow that properly.
And so you should ask either Prachita or Satyadri or me. So you should do. Otherwise, it's a simple thing. Just JIT pool, do the JIT pool and set the environmental variable. That's it. Then if you write SU2 in your project directory or where you are doing your work, so it will come directly. Prachita,
Okay, sir.
okay.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Just
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
just share them that how to set that environmental variable vim dot bus rc
Yes,
you
sir.
can show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So if you have not done, I'm saying you how to do that. So .basrc file I have said you how it works and everything, and we have set also for the ngSpice that one. So just same, go to vim.bashrc. You have the bashrc file here. I have set here already the path for this CPP. So this down one you can see. This one, let me see if I have it. Yeah, right, I have it. This one in the GitHub page, if you go, we have given you the link for the GitHub page. VLSI, 15 VLSI, that one. So if you just scroll down in the CPPCM Lite, okay, the page, if you scroll down, there is a thing like a text here saying how to set the environment variables in .bashrc file. Okay, so just copy this whole thing. Okay, just copy this whole thing and go to your
Yeah,
bashrc file where you have all
Prachita,
where
just
you already
interrupt.
have the
Yeah, so everyone, I'm just again I'm saying, so all this we are doing for you only, okay? So they are they both Pratik and Satyadri maintaining this, and we also adding the stuff. So you have to means go through this. You have to read all this that README file, and you should understand what is this, why we are doing this for you. So only for your learning purpose, because you are in your home, so you will not able to access that commercial tool. So this is the best way you can learn.
see,
Okay, so
yes.
you should every video you should go, everything you should know about this. What is JIT pool, why you will do JIT pool, what are there. Okay, so what is the environmental variable, how you will set that. Okay, you should know this. If you are getting problem, then you can ask either Prachita or Satyadri or me or sir. So don't waste your time. Okay, just don't wait also. Okay.
So Yes. First you do a gitful. After the means first before the batch has or after the batch has anything. First do a gitful in the home directory in your terminal, like the Sakura one. After that, actually gitful says you that if any changes are there into the directories and everything, which we on like we are pushing into the direct like this GitHub page, gitful will also have the same thing. And once you do the gitful, you will be updated with your recent changes, the recent directories and like this Futu thing and the CPPCM, everything, you will be updated with that. That's why we do a gitful to get updated with the recent stuff which has been changed in the GitHub page. Okay. So as you go down the GitHub page, you see this one I have done for the my project one, but it is similar with the course also. So you just go down, just ng5. There is a manual here. Just read the manual. You'll be able to know all the commands and the meaning of each and every that we are explaining you line by line. You can also read that and get it. Okay, so then you go down and this environment variable as said, it is under the CPPCM light thing. Yeah, this one. So just copy this one and paste in your .bashrc file. I have done it. I have just pasted it in my .bashrc file. Quit and save. Then source, as we source it, the source .bashrc. .bashrc. Then it will be it will be sourced. Then you can open your suit tool. It's opening for me. Also take care of one thing in the .bashrc that Sarah said in his video also. This path name. You have to take care of this path name. Otherwise, it will not be sourced properly. Take care of this path name. This CPPCM home and $home. What does this $home mean? It means that you are in the home directory. That /home/VLSI. Here I have written in path this one. This is in the form of dollar in here. Then from the I have cloned it in. Sorry, I have given the path in my project directory. So I have written like that. So project 2020 EDS and CPPCM live. This path should be same for everyone. The first few folders may be different according to your directory you have created. So specify this one. This first thing if you specify, then next all the paths are relative paths. It will take automatically.
Yes.
Like first one is CPPCM home. Next one, if you are doing the CPPCM home is again getting included in that. Like the relative path is included. So if first line if you do it right, then next will be by default correct. So no need to edit in that. Okay. So this is done as source. Then my sudo is ready to use. So I'll open my sudo using the command sudo. Okay, this is open. So now Sarah explain in his video how will we do a schematic, but I'll show you how we are like this. The right side. These are the three libraries. This is a mylib, spice, and devices. This is actually this first one stands for the library where you show your schematic onto which you have to make changes or that is user specific. Whatever schematic you want to do, like we are doing for ID, VGS, BTS, anything you will store in this one. Then this is for all the elements and all the elements you use in that schematic you will find in this two libraries at the right side. So for us, this one is the spice because all the things which we need is available, all the elements is available here. So it is spice for us. And then this is the devices where we are finding the input ports, output ports, in-out ports, then global. Global is the variable which is used for mentioning the VDD and the ground. So this global we will use. Okay, so like you just have to drag in the thing and drop here by clicking the mouse button, and that would help you to create your schematic. Before creating the schematic, what you have to do, you have to save your file.
Yes.
that is shift and left key.
Yeah.
You can
It
drag.
is a bug in the Sutu. Yes, it's a bug in the Sutu, so it is not working. So you have to press the shift and the left key, left mouse button on your computer, and then only you can drag this things over here. Okay. So first, before creating the schematic, we have to create a new schematic. So what we have to do on the existing schematic, this test, just click this one. It has a schematic over here. It's a resistor divider, voltage divider. So then you go to the file and press the new schematic. New schematic. If see here the directory, this is the path name here. It is specified. Okay. So I've already done the IDVGS one and saved it, but I'm just hello. But I'm just saying you how to do this one. So it is the files of type. The files of type you keep it as all files. All files you keep it because it will show you all the files. Then name anything you want, like suppose ABCD 2 underscore 2 we are saving. So we have saved this one now. So this one we are inside the uh, uh, inside our one of the schematics. This is the blank schematic we are getting. Then you have to just drag and drop like here. See, like here we are having the this is the technology, the STM4 technology. So we would be using this STM4 thing here, and sir has already like 0.5 nanometer we are doing. So the by default length and width is already 0.5 as and it is a like 4-terminal device, so STM MOS 4. So if you drag it, you can see this one. So it's a 0.5 micrometer technology. So we have the width here 0.6, the minimum width, and the minimum length is 0.4. By default, sir has already set it for us and given us. This is the way how you're going to drag the things here. So then you have we know the schematic of the NMOS how we had done. So there will be a voltage source here. You have to drag in the voltage source. The things I'm saying what will be needed. Actually, I've done a schematic. I'll show you. It will save some time. Yes. So this was the schematic sir has like we have explained it in the last class how we are doing the schematic actually. So I have done like that. I've pulled a voltage source here. So the VG. Then I have pulled the another voltage source. This is the VGD. Then this is the SCN MOS N4 with the specifications I have done. And this is the VGD branch, that is the short circuit one because it is value is 0. Then this is the global I have dragged and dropped here and named it as ground. First you drag and drop all this schematic, then connect it with the help of the wires.
Now
Okay, so if you
everyone getting the
the
difference.
wire W in.
Yeah, Prachita. Everyone getting the difference. That is in previous examples, last lab or last to last lab. So they have written the codes, means that SPICE netlist in the file. But here they are drawing the means real circuit. Okay.
The circuit diagram, yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. So it's easier. Means you don't think about that. What is the node name and what is the spike nest? Is that drain, gate, bulk, everything. So here, after drawing this, it will automatically create your netlist. Okay. So this is the thing. And actually, simulation will happen
And
on that list. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So this one, there is an edit option. Just click on that. See, you can see how exactly you are going to play with the schematic. Like I have joined the wires here. How did I do it? There is a thing called add wire, which says W. If you press W on your keys and then drag the wires, you will be able to form wires. And these are the red things are the nodes. You'll be able to connect them, like press the wires and connect them. Then this is move the selector. This rotate. If you press the R on the keys, then you will rotate the thing. This is flip, vertical, horizontal, and other things are also there here. Okay, so I have done with the help of that this one. After doing this, you have to save this. Like you go on the file and do a save. Okay, so see, you can see my ABCD 22. It is written M before that, which means it is not saved. And in my current setup, my current schematic is the ID VGS one, which doesn't have a M in front of it, which means it is already saved. Okay, you have to save the thing first, then then go to tool. What you
Okay.
have to do in the tool, you have
That M means it's saying that it's modified. You have to save. Okay. So that's why M always, if it's not saved, then M will come. Okay. Go ahead.
yes, sir. Then go to the tools. Now we have done the circuit. First step is over. Then what we have to do? We have to we have to create the spice netlist. We have to create the spice netlist with the top serve, because we are including this sub circuit under the spice netlist. So we will do it with top serve. This last option. You can only create that, but this is convenient. So create this top serve. You can also find this from search video. This is already there.
Actually,
Just sorry.
I know, sir. I was saying that it will show as a circuit, like you
Circuit,
can
yes.
instantiate in the dot we show that.
Yes. Yes. That will be substitute, and you can instantiate that into another test bench that you write and
Yes.
run that test bench. Yes. So that's why we are doing, because in one netlist, if you write so much, there is a chance of getting error. But if you only specify the path, like we are specifying the path of one circuit into another netlist, like of one netlist into another netlist, that is convenient for us. But we have to be careful with this instantiation thing, because if you do it errors, like it will not run. So this one, you keep this as your CPTCL light, and then netlist. We are trying to create the netlist, so we have to save it under your home directory, then your relative directories and CPCM light. Inside that the netlist. Inside that you save this thing. I've already saved. I'm not going to do once again. I'm just saying you, and use the file type all files. Okay, and then save this one. Okay, so press on save. I have done it, so I'm not doing again. Then close this one, and go back to your okay. So now we have done the schematic and save. We will now go to the netlist and see whether the subcircuit is saved or not. How we are going to do that? For you, it is CD, like you have to change your directories into the CPPCM light. For me, I have the see, this is my this one home VLSI project 2020 EDA CPPCM light Q2. Okay, so I will change my directory and show you the netlist where it is. Uh, you are going to create this one in 15 VLSI 70, CD 15 VLSI 70. Okay, so then after 15 VLSI 70, it is going to be the same. Change to EDA, then change to CPPCM light. then change to netlist, then change to netlist, then do ls and see. So our my schematic was idvjs.st, so it appears here the netlist is there. If you do a vim and idvjs dot st, you're going to find this. Okay, so you're going to find the netlist over here, which we created on the schematic. We are finding it on the netlist. Before, what we were doing, we are writing this whole netlist. Now we have it here. We have it here. So then just go out of this one. While running, you have to have the netlist and the HSPC together, like the Simran files together. So there is also a way to find the Simran files. Just go out of this directory, do a ls. You will find the Simrans here. See, the Simrans are here. Just enter the Simran. Do ls. Yes. So you are find you will find I have my test bench over here. I have created another test bench, but you can also instantiate using that. Like if you go to the su2 and su2 and do a netlist slash http thing in the simulation. Suppose this is my circuit. You go to the tools and the ngSpice simulation. There are methods here how you want to simulate the thing. You want to simulate with the help of the netlist HSPC or the netlist HSPC ngSpice. You want to do it with the netlist plus HSPC. Okay, so it is done. If this running is completed, it will show you the message that running HSPC on cell without any on the cell, your name of the file, and without any error. This is the path name where you will find your file, the Simran file. You will find it over here. Okay, so it's for me in the Simran, then mylib, then IDS, then simran.st. Okay, so I show you that. Okay, so inside my the Simrans, I have this mylib. Actually, I saw the part not correctly. Now I saw that you can, after HSPC run, like netlist has HSPC, the path which is there inside that HSPC one, I showed you that exactly you have to give the path to find your Simran file. Okay, so now you are changed to mylib. Okay, so do ls. Okay, so my idvjs is over here, and do vim idvjs. Okay, so we have the file. These are the three. This is the netlist. This is the Simran, and this is the HSPC file I was talking about. We have to run this simran.st file actually. So click on that. I show you all the three how they are written. This is the netlist we have written. I showed you in the other way, changing the directories, how you can find. Here also you can find that. Okay, so this is the Simran file. Okay, this is the Simran file. It has the like the modules. I mean the subcircuit here. Then these are the including the spice model. It will come by default. Then here the supply value, and the and yes, you have to change, and here you have to edit the things, like it is DC for us, so you have to edit DC, uh, DC, and then the name of, like VG, we are doing VG, so DC, VG, we have to sweep the VG value from how much? 0 to 5. So just give 0, DC, 5, 0, DC, 5. Then dot control, how you're doing, like that, dot control, and inside that run and plot. Run, then plot. You have to be careful with including this dot include. So otherwise, it will not, it will not take the values. That actually happened for me. I was not able to find out this part properly. So I'll explain you today the thing how you're going to calculate the lambda, but using exactly this in dot include exact path. That one maybe I'll say you in the next class, because this one shows error for me. I tried, but this is the way how you're going to do the edit your Simran file. Okay, so
Prachita,
okay.
uh,
Yes, sir.
when you are adding the model file here, the SCNM4, so are you getting error in this? Because
Yes,
it's,
sir. Actually, I got now. Actually, that error was because of we didn't include that dotly file, which
okay.
which is actually in the ngSpice 32. Now, sir, actually added recently SC MOS BSIM, so that we didn't add. That's why we are getting we didn't find the valid model name was showing that error. So now got that we have to include
Exactly.
that dotly file.
Yes, you can do one thing for where that 1.13 model file is there. In that folder, you can put a copy of this SNM4 model file. Okay, then you will use some problem. Okay, instead of that 0.13 model, just replace the name SNM4 underscore subm. So you have to put that model file, means that file in that folder only, where these are available. So you can get that also. Okay, anyway, it's not a problem. Okay.
So, sir, yes, sir, that one I'll clarify in the next class. I'm not done, so that's
Okay,
why.
okay, not a problem.
So, I will say you like how to calculate the VG thing, and the slope I will say you how to calculate. So last class that file we have written ID VGS. I'm opening that. Okay, so this is the file from me, and from this I was getting the graph. I'll run this and. Okay, so there is the graph here. From here, we will know how to calculate the slope. Like, wait, I'll show you this one. Okay, so yes, mm, this is the way how can you calculate slope. Your slope is we know that is equals to del y by del x for anything. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 gives you the slope. And what is the slope actually? It is the kn by 2 root over, as Shatabdi had explained. And kn is the transconductance. Okay, and we are interested in finding the transconductance. Also, if we want to find the mobility of the NMOS of the electron, then we will do it by this process, because we know that the Kn is equals to mu n into C of, the C of will go there, mu n into C of into W by L. That is the Kn for us. So for mu n, just reverse the things and you will get this formula, Kn by C of into L by W. Kn we will get from this slope, y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 will give you Kn by 2 root over. From that, square this part and you will get the Kn. I'll show you how. Okay, so yes. And yeah, so here select any 2 points, any 2 points here, like suppose these 2 points, first thing we are seeing the VT is here 0.5 or 0.49 here, which also is valid for our BISIM model. Sorry, for our STM4 model. So 0.49 is our BT0. This is the B threshold. So from this graph, this point is our B threshold. That is the 0.49. We can get it. So next thing, what we have to find out is the slope. Slope is y2 and y1. So on this, suppose these 2 points you are taking as y2, y1, like 300 and 200 mu1, and the corresponding x-axis points are 3.5 volts, and this is around 210. Sorry, this is 210 and this is 3. So 3.5 and 3. So on y-axis, 300 minus 300 into 10 to the power minus 6 minus 210 into 10 to the power minus 6 by the x-axis. 3.5 volts already is in standard, so no need to convert. 3.5 and this is 3. By that you will get Kn by 2 root over. Okay. So then Kn from that find out and mu find out from that one. It should come nearly for the NMOS. Like you have to take the model. You have the model file values. It was 444.938 and also 151.330 or something. Just see if you are getting nearer to that. Otherwise, just this slope, you vary the slope, you will get the mu n. Sir had explained it in the theory class also. We will get little changes if we change the values of the slope. That you have to do it. Compare with it, the model values and see, because you have the model values on it. Now with the this is done, then quit this and go to your 2 again. 2 again, and now you will add like adding the VSB thing. This was done without VSB. Now adding the VSB thing. So here you will add your VSB and then simulate this one. So actually I did this one, but then also like because of that same thing I was getting wrong. So then in CPPCM view, can I show the result?
Here, Satabdi, Prachita.
Yes, sir.
So here one thing you can do, give 1.3 voltage. Instead of that 5 voltage, give 1.3 voltage. You will get a good result, because you are using that model, everything that is 130 nanometer model.
Sir,
But it is possible for the VSB thing also.
MOSFET we using, that is SC and MOS.
I'm not getting that, but you are not using the model, CMOS model file.
But sir, but the MOSFET model which she has dragged here, what she's using here, that is actually SCMOS.
Oh, that is CMOS.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then you can give 5 voltage.
Sir, yes, I was giving, but the thing is, in that only name include thing which Shatabdi now debugged, that was also coming the error with the VSB thing. That's why I could not show the output in here like LXLE. But I've done it in the CPPCM thing. I'm getting the result. I'll just show how to do this.
Yes, yes, not a problem.
So yeah, here you will add the VSB and here add the VSB. This one you can delete. Then just press on W, connect the. Okay, just wait. You have to. Okay. Rotate it. For my convenience, I've rotated. So the source will be at higher potential and bulb will be grounded. So yeah. So the W1 you can connect to the source and this one to the bulb here, and then you can change the voltage. Just click on. This is the error, like you have to click on several times. Yeah. So this is what VSB, and I've taken 3 volts. My VSB. So this is the 3 volts. Then again do the file. See, now it is not saved. I've made changes now. It's not saved. So save it.
Also change that VDD voltage also, because it's now 1.3. You can change that.
Sorry, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. 5. 5 and save. Then the same procedure as I said, you follow that one. Like the netlist is the same. Don't do. This is I said you to create to see your netlist. You can do ngSpice simulation. Then the netlist SSPC, and then you can, how I said you, like, see, this is home and all. You go and see the path completely. You will find your just copy the path or something. Then you will find it inside the Simran files. You will find inside this simran.sp file. Okay, so your netlist will be automatically created. You don't have to do anything because you are creating the schematic. I have done that with another thing, the CPPCM view, that is Windows specified one application to view the graph. So we were first using that. So I plotted it, the VSB using that, because I was having problem with including the path over the VSB also. So I will just show you how to calculate the VSB. Okay, so after giving the 3 volts as the VSB voltage, the VT is changing here. As you can see, first it was 0.49, it has slipped so much, like to around 0.778, like that. It has become large. Yeah, so we can conclude that with the changing of the VSB also, like addition of the VSB, like subset bias, our VT is also increasing. Now, how will you calculate the VT? So this is the formula. This equation you can find it in the CAN. Just after Shatabdi showed you the page, it was there for that lambda. You will find it for the gamma under that only. So gamma is equals to VT of VSB. So it means the voltage at VSB minus the threshold voltage. Okay. By like our VT of VSB is now 0.78, around. Take 0.78, then minus this is VT0 is 0.49. That is the model file value by root over of 2 phi mod. So phi f, how are we calculating? 2 VT ln n sub by ni. This n sub I had said you in the model file. If you go and see, this was the NCH or some NCH value in that model file is the n sub for you. Pick up that value from there and then put the ni as 1.45 in 10 to the power minus 10 and calculate the phi f. Put that value here, 2 pf mod plus VSB. This VSB we are giving 3 volts. So put that value, then minus root over of this, and you will calculate the body effect coefficient over here. So yeah, that's all. Okay, so Anyone having doubt?
Yeah, anyone have any doubt, just
Stuff
ask here.
can say.
Yeah. So Satabdi explained how to calculate the lambda value, and Pracheta also explained that SU2, how to draw in SU2, how to instance that transistors, how to draw the wire, and how to instance the sub circuit also. And after that, she explained that with the substrate bias, how threshold voltage is changing. So you can also calculate that from that formula, and that's body coefficient. Okay. So anything, anyone have any doubt? Just ask. First of all, you are following these things or not? Very means no need to say. You have to say, otherwise you will not understand whether you are getting or not.
I couldn't follow exactly what
No.
Pracheta started doing.
Okay,
I
where
was
actually?
fi-
Yes, I will clear. Not a problem. But where that's SU2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's SU2.
Okay, so
Yes, Pracheta, I can explain. Yes.
yes, yes. So if you actually see the video of Saroj sir properly, you will follow what I'm saying, because whatever Sarah said, I've just said the same thing. Only I was not getting the plot there because of my dot include line was wrong because of the models difference. That's why I was not getting the plot. Rest the procedure is same. If you follow Saroj sir's that video, you will be able to know. First,
Yes.
in the SU2, open and do a schematic, save the schematic, then do ngSpice simulation. Inside the ngSpice simulation, go for creating the netlist slash HSPC. After creating the netlist slash HSPC, I showed you it was saying it is completed without any error, and the path was there. Like it will show you all the paths where all your Simran files are there and everything. After that, just after that, just go to that Simran file and check your values if and instantiate the circuit properly. Instantiating means first include the name of the model file properly, like the .lib your full path name, then normal for us. Like last time said you how to include the .lib thing. That one by that procedure include the .lib, or you can do .include and go manually. Like change the folders and actually find where is the model file, then include that. Okay, any procedure you can do. Then after including that, you have to instantiate the circuit as well. Instantiating the circuit means the netlist I showed you, where it was in a separate location, the netlist was there, and you have to
Yes.
instantiate that. Instantiating is putting that netlist inside the Simran file. Okay, inside the Simran file. How will you do it? You will just say the path, like include, then full path name till the netlist. You have to copy the path name to a PWD till the netlist. You have to copy that path name and paste inside the present test bench you are writing. I mean the present Simran file you are editing. Okay, paste in that one. Then change the temperature according to for all process and corners we were seeing last class. So you can change according to that. V supply voltage also you change to 5 volts. By default it was coming 1.3 because I had included the BSIM4 model, not the STM4 technology. That's why it was coming. So then include the 5 voltage over there. It will be written V supply. Change to that V supply, and it will be written dot trans. We are doing DC simulation. So that one you can comment it by shift star, or you can do dot DC and VG, because we are plotting it for ID versus VGA. So fixing the VG value, so VG, and writing the name of the voltage. That is how we used to write DC equals to 5 volts. Yeah. Then save it and source like ngSpice, enter into ngSpice. Then write the name of that you want to run. Then simran.sp. Then plot and VID branch versus VG voltage you have to plot. So plot in that fashion. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pracheta explained very well manner. Actually, intentionally we start from the netlist only, because so if you do from this shoe is nothing but a schematic editor. Okay, so initially what they have showed, they have drawn the circuit in a paper and written that node name, and by referring that circuit and node name, they written the netlist. Okay, so by doing that, you already know that is what is the real thing, why you are, how you are getting the results, how what you are doing, because for every simulation this thing, the simulator taking these things is the component and net node names and the node values, everything taking and giving the result. But if you do this shoe2 from first, so you will not know the internal things, what is in means background of this circuit, what the things. So that's why intentionally start from that netlist things. Okay, now what you are doing, now you already know that things, how to write that netlist, then how to write the model files, how to simulate through command line. So now these things you already know. So now the thing is, when you will go for a complex circuit, so always it's not means it is very difficult to write all this netlist. Okay, so it is a simple circuit like is one MOSFET or single, even if a scheme inverter, this is very simple, you can write. But for a big circuit, so it's very difficult to write all the netlist. So for that, a schematic editor is there, means without knowing that netlist, we can draw the schematics, put the components, draw the ORs, then automatically after saving, automatically the netlist will generate what Prachita showed in that link. The netlist already generated. Okay, so what will you yes, when you do the simulation, the simulator automatically take that netlist from that file to simulate. Okay, this is the actual process. So initially you start from the very background, very base thing. Now one level off, now you are in one level off, means you will draw the circuits, and the after saving, the netlist to generate, the netlist will link to the simulator, so it will simulate. So this is the process. Got that point?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah, so this is
Actually,
software.
what Prachita showed you, that
yes,
that
yes,
create
Saurabh, yes.
netlist thing tops up, so that is only the netlist part, means how the circuit is connected. Then the HSPC thing, which she showed the .hspc file, that means the circuit is actually instantiated in that HSPC format, and the SU2 what it does is that it just cuts, it just adds the netlist file and the .hsp file and creates a ngspice format file, because Prachita showed you before that when she was when she was showing you the .hspc file, you can see there she was writing some ngspice commands. For example, .dc. So these are some ngspice commands which she can write in HSPC, and then when she runs the ngspice, then we get a ngspice file which we can source in the ngspice simulator and get the plot. So actually SU2, we just create a schematic, then SU2 just adds the netlist and the HSPC file and creates a ngspice file which we can source in the ngspice simulator and get the plot. So
Yes.
that was the whole conclusion of SU2.
So here it's somehow is user friendly. That means directly you draw the schematic. So in that you have to write everything. Okay. So got the point? Everyone clear, or anyone have any doubt?
No, sir, it's clear.
It's clear.
Okay. So others. So Swapnanjali, are you getting this point or not? I don't know.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, but when we will implement a complex circuit, so we will use the SU2 circuit. SU2.
Yes, yeah, you can use this. You can do that way also. You can directly write the ngSpice commands you can do, but you can do it this way and that way. Whichever is compatible, you can do, not a problem. But here, in a complex circuit, it's somehow easy because all the components are there. You will drag and drop, and you will do the connections. Okay, so it will take
Yes, sir.
less time.
Yes.
So that is the SU, only the schematic editor. You will draw the schematic here. So internally, everything is linked with that simulator.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, just a question, sir. We don't have short channel effect in our course.
Yes, short channel effect is there. Short channel with that channel length modulation, mainly the channel length modulation things are there, and what others, that narrow thing, or few things are related to short channel effects in that Kang book is there, but I have to see again which part we have to cover. Okay.
Yes, sir. I had some doubt in short channel. That's why.
Okay, then we'll do that. Actually, I'll check that your syllabus exactly which part is required for your for exam point of view. But
Yes, sir.
in Kang book, a lot of things are there narrow, because if you will cover that thing
Yes,
again, it
sir.
will take too much time. So that's why already we have spent a lot of time here. So that's why only that channel and modulation
Yes.
is important, and that body effect, these things are covered. So anyway, means if you'll get some time or extra, because I'm busy with other things, so otherwise I can take some extra class for this. Okay. Anyway, we will take that part, not a problem. And in fourth module, what actually we are covering this, that model 1, model 2, model 3 in this lab. So that thing also from this module from book, some portions are mentioned in module 4 actually. So you can see, if you see your syllabus, you can see that some portion of the chapter 3 or chapter 2 is mentioned in module 4 also. So that's why we can cover that things in our lab, because these things, whatever is shown, is related to the model 1, model BCM 49 or BCM 54. So in that way, you can cover that in fourth module also. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, and that short channel effect, another thing is actually left, then that thing I will cover definitely. And that small geometry, that constant voltage scaling and electric field scaling, that thing I have to cover, because that is also important. So and that thing I have to cover, and that's I'll check what are other important things related to the short channel effect. So you have to cover that thing. Okay. So I think, yeah, Prachita and Satyajit, you have explained nicely. Thank you. So anyone have any problem, because we have covered almost all things related to the MOSFET and related labs also. And so if you have any problem, then we can discuss. We have some couple of minutes, just 10 to 20 minutes we have. So can anyone summarize what you have studied in this MOS chapter? Just turn. I'm not asking you about all the things. Anyone?
So first we have done MOS capacitor. In that we have gone through accumulation region, depletion region,
Yes.
and inversion region.
Okay.
Then we have gone through MOSFET, that how the graph is there, ID and VDS curve.
Okay.
And the linear part of the curve, and the saturation part of the curve, and the cutoff part of the curve.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the.
Yeah, exactly.
And
So yeah, yeah,
and one channel length modulation also we have gone through.
okay. We are also covered that body effect also. Okay, so these things. So yeah, but so overall we have covered these things. So I'll say just revise these things and go ahead. So from next in next week we'll take some classes, I think, because in September I'll skip 1 week or 2 weeks. So that's why I have to take again five or six classes in next week. So next week we'll cover that inverter part. Okay, so, that static and dynamic part we'll try to cover in next week. So once that will cover, then we'll be able to do circuits, combinational or sequential circuits. Okay, so before going to that inverter, so I'll suggest in these 3 to 4 days, means this is Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So try to solve maximum problems, because theoretically, okay, but now intuitively you got the idea, means you know the concepts, but without solving the problems, means will not clear. You'll get more idea by solving the problems. Okay, so please do the problem, otherwise it's meaningless. Without doing the problem, theory is meaningless. So apply that theory by solving different problems from that book only can go. Okay, or if you want, I will give you assignment again by choosing some important problems.
Sir,
Yes.
like I think let them first get do with the Q part, because including in dot pads actually putting and getting ready. Actually, I think there is problem that so first let them do that. Previous all class net list clear, and writing the designing this ID VGS and VDS one in present Q2.
Yes,
If they
yes.
are obtaining the subsurface first, this one they should do. Like this will be already a load for them. Then again, they have to also instantiate and that thing. So first, see Saros's video. He has said exactly like how your this Q2. If you can understand my like way, I was a bit here both like going fast and slow. So you can see Saros's video. Watch it from first to last completely. Note down the steps what he has done because like the commands he was typing fast. So just note down first. Then go to previous class ID, VGS and VDS. Understand how we have done the net list. After
Yes.
you have done that, then install the Sutu and follow today's video. Then you can get it in a systematic way. I think so.
Yeah, absolutely correct, Prachita. What you said is actually, you do that. What Prachita said. So that to try go to the video, Sarosar's video plus today's lab video. This is very excellently they have explained. So go through these two and do set all this environment variable and do some simple these circuits using to. Then compare with that netlist, everything it's fine, then we'll go for next level. Okay, so and always you all should means discuss among in between. So if you have any problem, you can ask Satabdi or you can ask Pracheta. Okay, so that you'll gain a lot of knowledge. So don't wait for someone. So anytime if you are getting problem, just ask and clear your doubts and go ahead. So in between you tell, it's always discuss among yourselves. So it will be easy for you. Okay. Okay. Thank you all. So.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you, Prachita. Thank you, Sadati. Okay. Okay, we'll stop here.